Good afternoon. Today is the last double header of this IPL 2022. But before that, we had a very tragic news in the morning. The demise of Mr. Andrew Simons, the great all-rounder, Australian all-rounder, and our prayer and thoughts are with the family of his. And मैं चाहूँगी अभिजीत एंड जयदीप शो शुरू करने से पहले हम इस खिलाड़ी को याद करें क्योंकि इन्होंने बहुत से मैचेस विश्व कप जिताए हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए ऑन द फील्ड पर ऑफ द फील्ड ये एक लाइव वायर थे जयदीप
Absolutely. I still remember the first. I was just trying to think. First thing I remember of Andrew Simons, he was playing county cricket, and he had the option of playing cricket for England because I think his mother is English or his father is English, either one. So he used to wear that white sunscreen on his lips. That was the first. Then it became yellow, and he got tons of runs in county cricket. And England actually offered him, and he said, "No, I'm going to go and
He was
play for
born in
Australia."
England.
But yeah, exactly. So what a cricketer! What a cricketer! And sometimes I feel he didn't fulfill his potential. As 26 Test matches, 198 one days, this seems too little for somebody as talented as him. Yes, he had discipline issues. He was larger than life. One of those characters which can do so many things so easily that they also seem to waver sometimes. And that has happened in his career. He had several brushes with the board in different capacities, which is why probably he's not a Justin Langer. He's not a Matthew Hayden. But what a fantastic cricketer. And his contribution to Australian cricket is second to none, especially in white ball cricket.
True. Abhijit?
Yeah, I mean, very sad to hear the news. I was actually shocked, when I got to know this. Well, I think what a fine cricketer he was. Part of two World Cup winning team, played crucial. I still remember his fantastic 143 knock against Pakistan in the 2003. That too when Shane Warne was, was out of the World Cup because of the thing, and Michael Bevan was not playing in that match. I still remember. I think, and Australia was struggling, and I think that knock actually set up the World Cup for them. And then even in the IPL, we have seen how with the Deccan Chargers, with the Mumbai Indians, yes, and I think it's a big loss for the cricket federation.
It's a big loss and may his soul rest in peace. But कहते हैं ना the show must go on. So अब आते हैं मैच पे और पहला मुकाबला जो होगा वो होगा चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स वर्सेस गुजरात टाइटंस जो ऑलरेडी पहली टीम बन चुकी है जो क्वालिफाई कर चुकी है चेन्नई सुपर किंग लास्ट मैच जो था वो मेरे को लगता नहीं कभी याद करना चाहेंगे लेकिन खत्म करना चाहेंगे इस आईपीएल को ऑन अ हाई नोट लेकिन गुजरात टाइटंस तो वो डेफिनेटली नंबर 1 या नंबर 2 की पोजीशन में यानी कि फाइनल्स में पहुंचने के उनके अभिजीत क्या एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे इस मैच से चेन्नई से सुपर किंग्स का कुछ खोने के लिए नहीं लेकिन एक रिहर्सल कर सकती है प्रैक्टिस गेम की तरह खेल सकती है मोमेंटम लूज ना करे गुजरात टाइटंस का यही मंत्र होगा आज
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for Gujarat Titans, it is as important as the match for the CSK. I mean, आज Gujarat Titans जीतता है तो almost first position likely to be first or two will likely to be confirmed. So I think वो mind के क्योंकि once you are in the first top two teams, you get an extra match, before so that you get into the finals. I think Chennai still they want to end on a high note. Not been the best season for them. Whatever matches they're left, they can at least win them and maybe try to get into the satisfactory 8 or number 7 position from this point. So I think that's what they would do. And what I would like to see is some young people who were on the bench. I think probably they should get a chance from the CSK side. Maybe you never know what the next season will be. You probably get some good देख सकते हो उनको ट्राई कर
बिल्कुल अभिजीत और ऐसा ही हुआ भी है चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स ने टॉस जीता है और पहले बैटिंग का फैसला लिया पिछली बार बैटिंग फ्लॉप हुई थी लेकिन ये टीम हमेशा अलग ही सोचती है पॉजिटिव ही सोचती है अच्छी बात भी है और आज 4 चेंजेस भी हैं जयदीप आज उत्तपा नहीं खेल रहे राइडू नहीं खेल रहे तिक्षाना नहीं खेल रहे ब्रावो को रेस्ट दिया गया ये 4 प्लेयर को रेस्ट दिया गया यानी कि जो अभिजीत ने बोला कि जो आपके बेंच प्लेयर है it's a time to test them.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm very excited because I feel the next season's Mushtaq Ali and Vijay Hazare will be a really interesting one for a lot of teams,
Hmm.
just not Chennai, but a lot of other teams. Because this IPL has also showed a lot of teams that probably it's time to move the baton on to the younger players. Some of the seasoned campaigners, just not foreigners, but even Indians, have not been at
Hmm.
their best. And somewhere along the line, there comes a time when you feel, okay, let's give the new lot a shot. So that is where I feel that in the bowling unit it's happened, in the fast bowling unit it's happened in this IPL, but it hasn't happened so much in the batting unit. Even if you see Ayush Badoni, he started really well, but hasn't gone big because he bats at a deep
Hmm.
position. Difficult to go big, but it's difficult to be consistent also. So even like a Samad, retained, lost his place in the team. So we have had some fast bowlers, even some spinners for that matter, who've come and held their own. Shabazz playing every game for RCB was quite creditable. But we haven't seen any
Hmm.
young batters come and really make their place their own. So it'll be interesting to see if in the coming season, I think a lot of teams will be keeping an eye, sending their scouts to these tournaments just to find out, how we can bolster. Because if you look at every team, barring the top two, three teams, every team is looking like they could use a few fresh legs.
जयदीप, एक नाम है इसमें एन जगदीशन, जो तमिलनाडु के लिए काफ़ी अच्छा खेलते भी हैं और 2-3 साल से चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स साथ हैं भी और आज उनको मौका भी मिला है। आपने डोमेस्टिक में काफ़ी कवर भी किया है। इनका सीज़न कैसा रहा था? क्या ये पहले आना डिज़र्व करते थे या फिर हमेशा सेकंड चॉइस ही थे इस सीज़न के लिए?
No, I think he had to wait for his chance, and finally it's come. I can't think of him playing ahead of Raidu and Robin Uttapa, but now the time has come. But he's been a very consistent performer for Tamil Nadu. He's led them sometimes. He's really been good, and over a couple of seasons. So it's good that वो स्क्वाड के साथ रह के एक्सपीरियंस भी है, चेन्नई जैसी टीम के साथ काफी टाइम बिता चुके हैं. So he
हुँ,
will not be overawed by the occasion, by the thing, and it's be good to see some fresh talent. Maybe he'll play a couple of knocks which will make him a certainty for the coming year. So this is where even the franchise, everybody gets to see exactly what the next year holds, and it's great initiative
हुँ,
to look forward. Okay, इस साल हमारा गया नहीं,
हुँ,
but how can
हुँ,
we? The repair work has already started for Chennai Super Kings. Really good to see. I'm not surprised with that man up there.
हुँ,
And Gujarat
एब्सोल्युटली और
Titans is
अब
unchanged.
गुजरात टाइटंस सॉरी?
Gujarat Titans is unchanged side.
अनचेंज्ड या
I
मैं
think
आप ही उसी के लिए आ रही थी कि चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स के बाद गुजरात टाइटंस यही गैप दिख रहा है ना दोनों टीम में। एक क्वालीफाई कर चुकी है, सेम टीम से जा रही है, ज़्यादा बदलाव नहीं कर रही और ये अच्छी बात भी है अभिजीत, क्योंकि आप अपने प्लेइंग 11 को ज़्यादा छेड़छाड़ नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि प्लेऑफ आपके लिए नॉकआउट
absolutely.
गेम्स हैं। सो वहाँ पे हार्दिक पांड्या ने ये भी बोला है, वी वुड हैव बैटेड फर्स्ट टू। वानखेड़े में क्या ये डिसीजन सही है?
I think मैच डे मैच है, तो आई थिंक वो थोड़ा फैक्टर ड्यू का इतना
हुँ,
इफेक्ट आएगा नहीं. तो आई थिंक कंडीशंस बैटिंग फर्स्ट थोड़ा मुझे लग रहा है थोड़ा एडवांटेज हो सकता है. I mean, yeah, but अगर नाइट मैच होता तो ऑफ कोर्स ड्यू फैक्टर आता, एंड देन एवरीवन वुड हैव लव टू bat second on this pitch. I think that's the reason why everyone. I mean, Hardik ने वो कहा है कि they would have also wanted to bat first. I think वो factor रहेगा. But I think the match looks to be good contest to me. Always CSK, most of the matches
हुँ,
they have won this season with batting first. So again, अगर ऋतुराज और कॉनवॉय अगर चल गए, so will be tough for Gujarat Titans. I think maybe we can expect 170, 180 easily on this track.
जैसे हर दिन दिवाली नहीं होती वैसे हर दिन ऑफ डे नहीं होता। पिछला मैच भूलना चाहेगी चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स। लेकिन अगर मैं गुजरात टाइटंस पे रहूँ जॉयदीप, बैट फर्स्ट करके पहले आप थोड़ा-सा प्रैक्टिस करना चाहते थे क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम चेस करके जीते हैं। बैटिंग फर्स्ट में थोड़ा स्ट्रगल करती हुई टीम नज़र आई है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। बैटिंग में अभी भी थोड़े से होल्स नज़र आ रहे हैं। या फिर आप ये मैच जीतेंगे, मोमेंटम अपने पास रखेंगे और कहेंगे अपनी टीम को कि हमें जो मिलेगा हम उसी को करेंगे। हम पहले बैटिंग करके एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि आज अगर जीतते हैं तो नंबर 1 नंबर 2 पे रहेंगे। यानी कि फाइनल्स में जाने के लिए आपकी उम्मीदें और बढ़ती हैं।
And 1 or 2 में तो हमें पता ही है कि दो चांस मिलता है. एक तो पहले first
जी,
thing is if you win the first game, you're straight away in the final.
स्ट्रेट अवे इंटू
So
द
you
फाइनल्स।
almost, yeah, you've got a slip road into the final, which almost feels like you've got a pass, a lifeline. I've just played one
हुँ,
game and I'm in the final. even if you lose that game, you have another game to go to the final. So, which is why once you've had a great season, it's very important for you to be 1-2, because not
Hmm.
every year will Gujarat and Lucknow play like this. That's
Hmm.
how the game goes. Their players are informed, the ball is rolled for them, everything has happened for them. And I'm very happy for that. This is what IPL is all about. I remember last time the couple of two new teams came, they were struggling at the bottom. Now, with the no retentions and the big players going to these teams, BCCI has handled it really well. Now it's all even teams. But before we could make out, the two new teams that came were not in the same level as Chennai, Mumbai, and some of the other strong teams. But that has evened out everybody. So now it's good to see.
Hmm.
So it's you make your season count. You've had a good season. You make sure you finish 1-2 and take that extra privilege of being 1-2. But I also think that batting first is also because maybe the wickets are a little dry. Maybe they feel with the sun pelting down all afternoon, it will
Hmm.
crumble a little bit in the second half with the ball marks, with the running, with the foot marks. Little bit of crumbling might happen. And it's that time of the year. It's that time of the tournament where you want to take a bite of the first cherry.
अभिजीत, हार्दिक पांड्या पिछले कुछ मैचेस से उनका भला बोला नहीं है, चाहेंगे कि नॉकआउट से पहले, प्लेऑफ से पहले कुछ रन्स बनाए, क्रीज पे टाइम स्पेंड करे, टच में है, मैं फिर कहूंगी फॉर्म उनके पास नहीं है। सामने कैप्टन है महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, जिनके पास फॉर्म भी है, वो गोल्डन टच भी नजर आ रहा है इस बार। लेकिन हार्दिक पांड्या हम चाहेंगे ना केवल गुजरात टाइटंस के लिए बल्कि आने वाले इंडिया मैचेस के लिए भी।
I think he has been decent player. I would say this. Bowling, it's good to see him. पहले कुछ मैचेस में उन्होंने एज अ नंबर 2 उन्होंने बॉल किया था, 140 स्कोर है, तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड साइन. But absolutely right. If playoff, you will have a very different attitude. The teams coming, all guns blazing to you. So इतना easy नहीं रहेगा Titans के लिए जब playoff में उतरेंगे. And that's where you required that, जैसे आंड्रे रसल ने कल किया कि he played a very good knock of 49 and बाद में 3 विकेट भी लिए. So I think that's something, that role now Hardik has to take now, because he's the only I would say that differentiation maker. मतलब हाँ, राशिद खान भी करते हैं, बट हर पल नहीं, हमेशा he'll not be able to do that. राहुल तेवाते भी करते, बट आई थिंक अब वो टाइम आ गया है कि हार्दिक को भी अपना वो ऑलराउंड जो है एक मैच में 3 डायमेंशनल व्यू देने का, ऑल दोस थिंग ही हैज टू डू दैट. आई थिंक इट इज द राइट टाइम टू किक इन एंड आगे प्लेऑफ्स में भी काफी वो चमक सके.
जयदीप, सीएसके हमेशा और धोनी हमेशा विश्वास करते हैं प्रोसेस में। सो क्या हमें सोच के चलें कि आज का जो मैच है वो 2023 का प्रोसेस मैच होगा, क्योंकि उसमें नए प्लेयर्स को भी ट्राई कर रहे हैं और खुद की फॉर्म भी अच्छी है। जडेजा इंजर्ड हो चुके हैं, दीपक चाहर ऑलरेडी इंजर्ड थे, काफी चीजों का सामना किया है, ट्रबल्स का मैं कहूंगी मुश्किलों का सामना किया है। लेकिन यहाँ पे ये मैच ना केवल जीतना चाहेंगे बल्कि अपने बाकी प्लेयर्स को भी टेस्ट करेंगे, जैसे कि आपने कहा था। लेकिन इंडियन टैलेंट के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैचेस होने वाले हैं, क्योंकि आगे साउथ अफ्रीका के लिए जो टेस्ट मैचेस हैं उसका सिलेक्शन होने वाला है।
India
They
win
won
the
the
Thomas
Thomas
Cup.
Cup, world
3-0.
champion.
वाओ, व्हाट अ न्यूज़,
3-0.
ग्रेट,
3-0.
Super,
हिस्ट्री हिस्ट्री, वेल डन इंडिया।
And
super,
गुड
3-0
न्यूज़,
super.
एक
in the
अच्छी
final.
न्यूज़ तो मिली आज। 3-0,
Oh,
सुपर्ब,
Yes,
आउटस्टैंडिंग।
3-0. 3-0.
what a win by
थॉमस कप तो हमारे नाम आ
Lakshya
चुका है, अब
Sen,
चाहेंगे एक अच्छा
Kedambi.
क्रिकेट का मैच देखने को मिले। सीएसके के खेमे में कैसा
Yeah.
एटमॉस्फेयर होगा? पिछली हार ज़रूर बहुत खराब थी, लेकिन आज कैसा एटमॉस्फेयर होगा? क्या धोनी के वर्ड्स होंगे? वही होगा प्रोसेस?
आपने जो कहा तो the repair work has started. Next year का
हुँ,
planning शुरू हो गया है. Yeah, they will finish. They will try to win the game. But Dhoni will also, he's the sort of guy, he likes to move forward. He's already thinking about next year. He's
हुँ,
thinking about who. There have been few players who've been around, like Jagdish, who's been around for a long time. They want to give him a go. They'll go all out in this, in this Mustaq Ali, try and, get some new players in, try and change the face of the team. It's like a coat of fresh paint you put in your apartment after you stayed for a while. It's still your house, you love it, but just a fresh
हुँ,
coat of paint makes it look everything so good. Or your old study table, a little polish on that makes it look so much better. So that's what he's going to do. And that time has come now. Last year, everybody said old team, he won. They won the tournament. He's come back with 8 or 9 of those players, but for some reason it didn't
हुँ,
happen. And 1 year is a long time. I know it's 6 months, but it's a
हुँ,
long time. And for some reason, change of venue. change of 10 teams. A lot has changed from 6 months back, the IPL that happened. So I think the best thing is that Dhoni has seen that. He's figured out what the problem is, where the cracks are, and the repair work has started. I'm not surprised at all with him. We'll see another absolutely the CSK that we are used to seeing.
No doubt about
Because
it.
after every
मैच अच्छा
time
होने
they've
वाला
not
है.
done well, every time CSK has not done well by their high standards, how have they come back? Gosh.
हम्म. आज उसी की उम्मीद भी करेंगे. हार्दिक पांड्या कहते हैं धोनी इज लाइक अ फैमिली, लेकिन जब आप मैदान पर उतरते हैं तो फैमिली जो होती है ना वो कहीं ना कहीं जीत की लड़ाई लड़ते हैं, लेकिन एक टीम जीतती है एक टीम सीखती है. देखते हैं कि आज वानखेड़े में कौन सी टीम जीतेगी कौन सी टीम सीखेगी. चलते हैं अब जो इवनिंग मैच है, यानी क्योंकि आज डबल हेडर है ना, तो चलते हैं आरआर वर्सेस लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स. गुजरात टाइटंस और लखनऊ सुपर जायंट ने
माउथ
कितना
watering match.
इम्प्रेस किए है. I mean, नंबर 1 और नंबर 2 की लड़ाई चल रही है यहाँ पे. अभिजीत.
No, I think mouth watering match रहेगा. I'm more excited to the second match. I think both the teams are super solid. Just to the start in Rajasthan Royals had to the IPL season, or where Super Giants ne jo, I wasn't expecting them to be do well, maybe playoff, but not at the second position. But just Prakash say this team has performed. I think superb, and I think it will be a cracker of a game tonight.
हम्म.
Will be really interesting से क्योंकि अगर आज राजस्थान जीत जाता है तो आई थिंक कुछ टीम्स के लिए प्लेऑफ्स के दरवाजे बंद हो जाएंगे. तो
हम्म.
अब अगर एलएसजी जीतता है तो ऑफ कोर्स दे विल बी अगेन इन द टॉप टू कंफर्म. बट अगर राजस्थान जीतता है तो आई थिंक फ्यू टीम्स के दरवाजे प्लेऑफ के लिए बंद.
कितना
तो
इंटरेस्टिंग है
बट आई थिंक
जयदीप. हाँ, अभिजीत प्लीज कंटिन्यू, कुछ कह रहे थे.
नहीं, मैं वही कह रहा था कि जो मैच आज का है वो both both teams के लिए important क्योंकि राजस्थान ने they can still get the 18 points from here now. अगर दो मैच
हम्म.
जीते तो they also want to be in the top two. They also ये जो advantage होता है जैसा जो फर्स्ट टॉप टू में रहने का, nobody want to
हम्म.
lose that. So I think वो उसके लिए खेलने वाले हैं, not only to win the match but I think उसके लिए होगा वो मैच.
जयदीप, इंटरेस्टिंग कितना ये आईपीएल है ना कि चार टीमें खेल रही हैं लेकिन बाकी सारी टेबल में अपने आप ऊपर नीचे हो जाएंगी इनकी जीत और इनकी हार से. लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स लास्ट का मैच हारी थी और उसके बाद ड्रेसिंग रूम में एक मीटिंग ली थी गौतम गंभीर ने, जो सोशल मीडिया पे सब जगह नजर आई. कितने इंपॉर्टेंट वो वर्ड्स है, सिंपल था बेसिक था बट बहुत दम था उन बातों में, अगर आपने सुना है वो तो.
हाँ, मैं सुना हूँ. मैं लाइव भी सुना हूँ केकेआर ड्रेसिंग रूम में काफी बार.
लकी
So
यू.
I know, yeah, but I know that what impact that has because he doesn't have these often, and he doesn't talk a lot. But when he talks, everybody listens.
या.
It's not that कोई होता है हर दिन एक मीटिंग बुला लेता है, फिर 3-4 दिन बाद सब बोलते हैं और एक मीटिंग है, सब हाँ करते फिर भूलते. But he only calls for it. His one line stood out. I don't mind we lost. What hurt me is we didn't fight.
हम्म.
He said, I've lost a lot in my life, but I've always fought, which you certainly has. So what I felt was we'll see a resurgent. They had a bad day in office. That can happen. And I think we'll see a resurgent one because now is the business end. And Gautam, better than most people, knows how important of the time this is to lose momentum, even if they qualify. You don't want to go into the playoffs having lost 3 out of the last 4 games you played because the belief is
Yeah.
not there. The winning habit is not there. That when you get inside, we won, or I got runs behind me, I got wickets behind me. No matter how positive you are, if you don't have runs behind you, that shows. That's in the mind. So if you don't have wins behind you, that is also in the back of your mind. You start doubting yourself. यार last 3 मैच हार गए, 4 में 3 हार गए, ये playoff आ गया. Gautam Gambhir doesn't want this virus to even enter the crack on the door of the dressing room. That's the reason why he said these words. He could have said earlier also. They lost before
I
also.
just like to
But
add, yeah, yeah, couple of seasons ago, I think in 2020, same happened with RCB. They lost 4 games in a row and they entered the playoff. And I think they ended finishing at the fourth position. They got eliminated in the first element. So I think that is very important. What Joyda said, कि momentum जो है वो रहना चाहिए when you go into the playoffs. If आप जैसा कहा कि last चार में से 3 मैचेस आप हारते हो, it certainly affects the environment of the team. So I think What I also saw that video, but I think great words by Gautam Gambhir.
ग्रेट वर्ड्स सर। जब वो बोलते हैं ना तो जैसे जयदीप ने कहा कि सब सुनते हैं और ये बहुत अच्छी चीज़ उन्होंने बोली भी थी।
गंभीर है।
सिर्फ लखनऊ सुपर किंग्स नहीं, अगर कोई और भी युवा खिलाड़ी है उनको सुनना चाहिए कि आप खेलते कैसे हैं वो बात, मतलब आप जीतते हैं हारते हो लास्ट में डिसाइड होता है आप खेलते कैसे हैं, वहां से तय होता है कि आपकी जर्नी कैसी रहेगी। लेकिन अगर मैं दोनों ही टीम्स के अभिजीत बॉलिंग अटैक की बात करूं, सुपर बॉलिंग अटैक है। एक तरफ आवेश खान, मोशीन खान, रवि बिश्नोई, चामीरा, और दूसरी तरफ है ट्रेंट बोल्ट, स्पिन डियो हमारे अश्विन और चाहल, प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा। ये जो आज का बैटल होने वाला है ना, ये दो बॉलिंग के बीच में होने वाला है, इन द सेंस कि दोनों बॉलिंग साइड अच्छी है। जो बैटिंग अच्छे करेगा उसको एडवांटेज रहेगी, क्योंकि बॉलिंग दोनों ऑलमोस्ट सेम है।
कंप्लीटली एग्री। आई मीन जो बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट मैं कहूंगा आईपीएल की इस बार की बॉलिंग रही है वो राजस्थान रॉयल्स रही है, एंड देन लेटर पार्ट में एलएसजी ने किया है। आई थिंक आज आज जो मैच रहेगा वो यू नो बॉलर्स ही जिताएंगे, मुझे ऐसा लगता है, क्योंकि काफी डिफिकल्ट होगा बोथ टीम्स को स्कोर करने के लिए। इतना इजी नहीं रहने वाला है। एंड आई थिंक द टीम दैट bowls well, I think इवेंचुअली गोज ऑन टू विन द टाइटल। दैट्स वो मेरा अब तक का देखा है मैंने। आपका बैटिंग थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, बट आई थिंक विद द बॉलिंग अगर स्ट्रांग है यू
ट्रू।
कैन डिफेंड एनी टोटल। वी हैव सीन दैट इन वन ऑफ द फाइनल्स, राइजिंग पुणे सुपर जायंट्स और मुंबई इंडियंस के बीच में लो स्कोरिंग मैच हुआ था। द वे मुंबई इंडियंस defended that. I think that's the key for any team to do. I think both the teams strong bowling, and so I think very excited for that match.
जयदीप सेम क्वेश्चन, दोनों की बैटिंग अगर देखें किसके बैटिंग में स्लाइट एज है, बॉलिंग ऑलमोस्ट सेम है, डेडली बॉलिंग अटैक है दोनों के पास, किसका स्लाइट एज होगा वो बैटिंग पे, परफॉर्मेंस पे और फॉर्म देखते हुए?
No, I'll have to go with the Lucknow team for their consistency in the batting. I feel that Rajasthan is too dependent on Josh Butler,
जॉश
and
बटलर।
if he gets out, yeah, if he gets out early, sometimes they're in a bit of a in a hole. If he stays there, it's fine. If he even if he gets a 60 ball, 72, it's fine. But he's there in one side. There was
हम्म।
one game he got a 60 ball, 68 and won then the game because of a
हम्म।
difficult wicket. But my issue is that if he gets out in the top in the first three, four, then I feel they're a little thin with their batting, which is the reason why. But again, I would put the Rajasthan bowling a little bit higher than the Lucknow bowling also, in my humble opinion. I feel the Lucknow bowling is a little more, the Rajasthan bowling is a little more rounded. But I feel Lucknow bats deeper. The the latter batsmen have had good performances in consistently, which has not been the case for Rajasthan because sometimes they've not had a chance to come. I know that Riyan Parag has got a 50, but that apart, we haven't seen that many matches. What Tewatia has done, what Hardik has done. People have come at the end and won you those games. 8 balls, 20 games, they've won you. That hasn't happened so long. So I actually feel that Lucknow is the stronger batting over here. More evenly balanced, more people contributing set kind of batting order. More
जयदीप
beefy.
आपके पास ही रहूंगी, बीइंग अ क्रिकेटर, अगर मैं टॉप 5 बॉलर्स को देखूं तो हसरंगा लेग स्पिनर, चाहल लेग स्पिनर, 5वें नंबर पे कुलदीप हैं जो चाइना मैन है, वो भी लेग स्पिनर की उसमें गिनती में आते हैं। लेग स्पिनर्स अच्छा कर रहे हैं, सामने उनके रवि बिश्नोई, राहुल चाहर, राहुल तेवतिया तो बहुत, मतलब ही इज नाउ अ बैटर हु कैन बोल अ बिट। जब वो आए थे तो लेग स्पिनर आए थे हु कैन बैट अ बिट, बट अब सिनेरियो चेंज हो चुके हैं। रवि बिश्नोई में ऐसा क्या कमी नजर आ रही है? स्टार्टिंग में तो ऐसा लगा था कि भाई इनका सीजन होने वाला है, लेकिन ऑल ऑफ अ सडन ऑफ कलर नजर आए, 4 ओवर 40 रन, रन वो खाते नजर आए, विकेट का कॉलम हल्का होता हुआ नजर आया। क्या डिफरेंस नजर आ रहा है रवि बिश्नोई वर्सेस अदर लेग स्पिनर?
Vimaji, you are as equipped to answer this as much as I am, but I feel that he's not been able to vary his pace. And as you know, all the best leg spinners in the world, they have the ability to vary their pace. Because under the gun, he just gets very quick, which sometimes can work against him. Because you also want your leg spinner to be able to turn the ball. Firstly, his leg spin doesn't turn much. That is the first issue. He's more of a slider and googly. So that is everybody knows now. See, your googly and your slider is only very, very dangerous provided the leg spin also is there. Otherwise, you're an off spinner. And we've had few players in the past who did not have the leg spin or did not have the googly and only one. and that word got around. That word got around. So when we went to play, यार इसका googly turn नहीं होता है, इसको इसका बाहर जाता है सीधा आता है. So one problem less. Similarly, for him, I think two things. One is that he needs to be able to bowl slower so that he can get more revolutions on the ball before it hits the ground. So more revolutions on the ball means chances of the ball turning more. One. Two is that he gets really quick under the gun. And the third thing is that the fact that, he is also a little bit under pressure. See Chahal, see him under pressure. He'll just toss it up in the air, make the ball dip. He's like an artist. He's just, even if Andre Russell is standing like that, going to go, he'll still bowl that Durwala leg spin. The next ball, if there's a left-hander, let's say Nitish Rana, he'll bowl the googly to the left-hander. Again, Durwala, slow in the air. He'll actually baffle you with the spin and with his lack of pace, with his difference in pace also. Abhijit, we've lost Rima, but you agree with me on this? Abhijit, you there? Abhijit, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dada.
Yeah, I think Rima ji, we've lost you. I'll discuss till she comes back.
Yeah. I think I
Do
just
you
like
agree
to
with me
add.
on this?
I think
Yeah, please.
yeah, I think the tossing up point you made. I think I've not seen that much from Ravi Bishnoi this season. I
Yeah, he
think
doesn't have it.
that's what
He
what
doesn't
me.
have
I
it.
think I think you need to be. I feel a bit gutsy to do that.
And also, you
At
need to
certain.
have it in you.
Yep.
Guts is
Yep.
required, but it's also
Yep.
physical skill. Guts is
Yep.
a mental skill, but it's also physical skill. See, once you have the physical skill, then you need the mental skill to be able to do it also. But first you have the physical skill, because if you don't have it, no matter how mentally strong you are, you're not going to be able to bowl it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Ribaji,
And
good to have you
Joyda, one
back.
more thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, there was an internet issue, but
Yeah,
thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. So I was saying that, in short, I'll just sum this up. I know you're close to the game. One, I was saying that his leg spin doesn't turn that much. So
Hmm,
that is a word got around. I think he's getting very quick under the gun, which is playing into the batter's hands, because more revolutions in the ball will make the ball
true.
spin.
Hmm,
What Chahal does, he can get slower. He can baffle you with the dip, and dip only comes when
hmm,
you have a little bit of lack of pace. You can't be really quick and have a lot of dip. And the
hmm,
third thing is, under pressure, sometimes because he doesn't have these skills, under pressure, he's cracking. And I think he will learn. So for me,
hmm.
the most important thing will be to be able to make sure that he leg spins. But I would still play him now because of these wickets. I would play him now.
एब्सोल्युटली देखिए खिलाने के तो कोई
Yeah.
सवाल ही नहीं होता कि आप लेग स्पिनर को
See,
ना
Varun
खिलाएं
has come
लेकिन
back. Varun has
हम्म
come back in KKR in
एंड
these
मेड एन
wickets, and
इम्पैक्ट
he's holding his own. पहले
हम्म
खिलाया नहीं, मैं समझ सकता हूँ, लेकिन अभी जो स्पिनर है खिलाना चाहिए proper, because now they will also get help. Maybe उसका लेग स्पिनर भी स्पिन करेगा, because
हम्म
विकेट थोड़ा टूटना शुरू हो गया, थोड़ा पकड़ना
बिल्कुल
शुरू हो गया.
बिल्कुल अब खिलाना बनता है क्योंकि अब टर्न भी मिलेगा ग्रिप भी होगा बॉल और इस
Hmm.
टाइम खेल खेल के थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस भी आ जाता है लेकिन अब चलते हैं प्रेडिक्शन टाइम की तरफ क्योंकि मैच और 2 मिनट में शुरू होने वाला है अभिजीत पहले मैच में सीएसके वर्सेस गुजरात टाइटंस और इस इवनिंग मैच में आपकी प्रेडिक्शन क्या है किसके साथ जाना चाहेंगे
Uh, Gujarat Titans first match and second match LSG. I think teams in both the teams are in incredible form.
ये इंडियन प्रीमियर
I
लीग ना
like
क्यों वर्ल्ड की बेस्ट लीग है क्योंकि दो नई टीम आती है और ऑल ऑफ अ सडन सबकी फेवरेट्स बन जाती है जॉयदीप
एक और point. I think Rajasthan Royals number 3 R Ashwin is coming again. So I don't know आज वापस वो आएंगे या नहीं. He played good last match. 50 को score किया था.
Rimaji, umpire's out here, so I'm just going to say ditto and save you some time.
Yeah, Joydeep, who's your favorite? I think making some
Yeah,
problems for you.
I said the umpires are out, so I'm just going to say ditto, and I'm ditto to what you said, brother. So I'm going with the same choices. Anyway, all of you have enjoy a really good game, and we'll see you on the other side after the two games. Till then, enjoy yourselves.
Bye bye.